Howdy, 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 everyone. Welcome back to another weather episode of Texish, the show about some things Texas
and some things snow.
Tito's and Shiner, gonna be an all-nighter, and I just might find her at the Whataburger line. Dance halls and women, but man, I'm wishing that I was fishing by the river tonight in Texas.
We've got a really
Nice.
topical, thank you. We got a really topical episode in store for you. Yes, that's a Texas shirt that you can get at texashpod.com. But before we talk about anything else except for the Texas Pod shirt that you can get at texashpod.com, we have, first as always, your favorite segment.
And ours.
Our not sponsor. Seth, who is our first not sponsor for today's episode?
Our first not sponsor is insurance.
Insurance,
more like insurance, because there's no way in hell that anything you actually need or do is covered by insurance.
Haven't you been giving thousands of dollars to this for the last 3 years, but the one time you go to the doctor, you can't even get anything to match your copay? What even is a copay? Insurance. Your parents are like, you need it, but then when you have it, you can't even use it. Insurance.
Doesn't matter how high your deductible is or how much you pay per month, you're going to get by insurance.
Why don't we just be communists? Insurance. That was a joke. We shouldn't be communists.
We should also anyway.
Yeah, believe it, whatever. Our other not sponsor for today's episode is not insurance, but it is Sonic. Sonic, eat the burger in the car, you pig. Sonic, why don't they wear rollerblades anymore? Sonic,
somebody got all A's.
Sonic, making your car smell like a French fry mobile since 1968.
And it still smells that way.
Sonic. I love Sonic.
I love Sonic so much. It was my favorite like after school treat whenever mom would pick you up and you'd be like, who wants an ocean spray?
Like, I want an oceen spray. Give me an ocean spray.
I'm a dirty little girl for an ocean spray.
Who's a dirty little girl?
You know what's great though? The cherry limeade.
Oh, the cherry limeade. So good.
Cherry limeade and like a cheese coney.
Did you ever have the purple orgasm?
I had one of those once, but I got it cleared up by the doctor. So
but for, like, did you ever have?
Insurance didn't cover it.
This is like a real thing. Did you ever hear? Or was
no, I never.
Generation?
This is your generation.
The purple O. It's called the purple O.
Okay.
Or the purple orgasm at Sonic. Supposedly it was a mixture of secret drinks, and if you drank it, it would give you the feeling of like arousal and stuff.
Sure. It wasn't just code.
So the horrendous thing in high school was to like take a date to Sonic and be like, 2 purple O's, please.
2 purple O's.
I'm pretty sure it was just like a grape slushy with Sprite in it, but
sure. But
it was a thing.
Why does it make me feel like Barney touching a kid?
A purple O.
A purple.
That's why Demi Lovato's so effed up.
There you go.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
It was Barney gave her.
Anyway, we've got a great episode in store for you guys. We're going to talk about some really topical things. But first, segments. And I've got the first one.
You've got the first one?
I've got the first one.
Do it.
So, as you know, our first segment is always Small Town of the Week.
What are you about to do? I feel like you're about to do something that you didn't tell me about. What?
I just like freaking you out. Okay. So, our Small Town of the Week is a town called Pecan Grove.
Pecan Grove. Okay.
Yeah. So Pecan Grove is population 178.
That's a small town.
Yeah. Pecan Gap. Sorry. Pecan Gap is our small town of the week.
Pecan Gap.
It's
100 Pecan Grove.
Pecan Grove was a planned community.
Suck it, Pecan Grove.
So Pecan Gap is a 178 person community.
Okay.
In between Red River and Lamar. It was originally, Comanche Indians and that type of thing.
Nice.
They settled it around the American Revolution.
Okay.
It eventually became Pecan Gap, named Pecan Gap because of these 2 massive pecan trees that sat on this hillside.
Okay.
Until like 1968 when they got blown down by a tornado.
A tornado
came through and blew down our pecan grove.
Was the gap already there?
The gap was already there. So that's why it was called Pecan Gap. Or referred to as the Gap by people who live around that area. Now, my favorite part about Pecan Gap is the annual Pecan Festival, or Pecan Fest,
I love
a good pecan festival.
Also, did you see the movie A Star Is Born?
I did see the movie A Star Is Born.
I hate that now every time.
Super happy ending.
The word pecan, I just think of Bradley Cooper's horrible accent where it's like, my dad had a pecan farm. Pecan farm.
He apparently he spent a lot of time lowering his register for that.
Sounded stupid.
Sounded really, it was what it was. But it made that last joke worth it.
Yeah.
You stole my voice.
I stole my voice.
That was great.
So good.
So Pecan Gap has an annual pecan festival.
Nice.
And at this festival, you'll find parades, you'll find a pet show, you'll find a beauty pageant type thing.
I'm assuming there's
my favorite part.
Yeah.
They have a lawnmower race.
Every
year at Pecan Gap, Texas, they have a lawnmower race to see who has the fastest riding lawnmower.
Can you rig up the lawnmower?
You absolutely can.
Okay, so it's super intense.
It's super intense. They take it really seriously.
Okay, heck
yeah. So I'm just thinking in my head hot rod lawnmowers. Dads already have a thing about lawnmowers, but can you imagine the Pecan Gap dad being like,
I gotta hold it down for the town.
I got a Hemi on my lawnmower. What you got, Greg? Oh, I got the V8.
Yeah, that'd be pretty. Is it diesel or is it?
Oh, it's diesel all the way. Yeah, and then you've got Greg over here. Greg's like, actually, guys, I put solar panels on my lawnmower.
And it was like, shut up, Greg.
Nobody likes you.
Go back to Austin. That's probably
what happened.
Everywhere outside of Austin, the joke for every somewhat hippie person is go back to Austin.
I love how there are people in our lives who are like, we can't believe you live in Austin. That sounds terrible.
And we're like, it's not.
It's not.
Worst. It's there's things, but
there's a lot to do, and all the people here are pretty great.
And a river's in the middle of town,
you can just run around it. It's cool.
It's pretty. You can fish there.
It's pretty fun. It's also capital, which is nice.
It's the capital. It is the capital. You love Texas.
It is the main city.
Yeah, this no big deal. Anyway.
Haters.
Yeah. I love every family get together. I can't believe you still live in Austin.
Can't believe you still live in Austin. It's I can't either. You know what? You're right.
I'm horrible.
You are so correct.
Yeah, San Angelo is amazing.
Yeah, San Angelo. Howdy, y'all. Normally we bring you our not sponsors, but today we are excited to talk about an actual sponsor, Hydrate by Good On Ya. You can go to goodonaorganic.com to get Hydrate, which is an all-organic hydration powder supplement. It contains only natural organic ingredients and no sugar at all. It's made of lemon juice, coconut water, stevia, and organic sea minerals. This is the best hydration product I personally have ever used. I take it every single day when I wake up and after my sauna, and I feel incredible. Completely organic ingredients. A good friend of ours introduced us to this, and I can't go a day without it. So get yourself some Good On Ya. Get yourself hydrated.
Look, it's not the 1920s anymore. Everybody has a business or a startup of some sort, whether it's a side project, whether you've ditched the silver spoon and are going all in on your side hustle to make it a full-blown business, or you have a small business already, but you've hit a plateau in growth and you're trying to find different ways to turn your marketing dollars into legitimate revenue. Well, Creators Collective is here for you. They are a full-service marketing agency offering marketing, branding, logo design, copy, video, social media management, anything custom to your business or your startup or your side hustle that will help you grow your bottom line, grow your brand reach, and just feel like you have the best dang company ever because your marketing assets are frankly better than everybody else in the game. So what you need to do right now is go to creatorscollective.us and contact them to schedule a call and find how Creators Collective can help you grow your business for the long term. That's Creators Collective. Schedule a call and just grow your freaking business with marketing that freaking works.
So do you want to hear about our Once Upon a Time?
Once Upon a Time, yes.
Once upon a time in Texas history, somebody saw something off of Route 67.
Sasquatch. It was Sasquatch.
Close.
Okay.
Fun fact, it is legal to shoot Bigfoot in Texas.
Is that a real law?
That's a real law.
Okay. All right.
Anyway.
We should cover that.
Has nothing to do with this particular
Got it.
Once Upon a Time.
Okay.
So Once Upon a Time off of Route 67, a young cowboy in about 1883 saw the Marfa lights for the first time in recorded history.
No way.
Or reported history.
Okay. Well, what does it say?
Here's what's going on. This guy's just, wrangling some cattle in the evening. He's a young cowhand. He's a low guy on the totem pole, so he has to look over the herd at night.
Yeah.
And he sees these lights kind of bouncing around.
Okay.
And it's the first time anybody's ever thought that something weird was going on.
Yeah.
He assumed there was like a campfire there or something. Yeah. So they went to search it the next day to make sure it wasn't cattle wranglers or,
or killers.
There was no campsite. thus beginning the tale of Marfa Lights. So people would go on to see it occasionally.
Yeah.
And it has many names. Marfa Lights. They also call it let me get it right, Will o' the Wisps. And there's another, what's that?
Aliens.
Park?
Big Bend?
Not Big Bend. It's
Fort Davis.
Anyway, I'll find it later.
All right, cool.
But so if you go today to see the Marfa Lights, they actually have like a little viewing area.
Yeah.
And it's been the subject of a lot of like ancient aliens and things like that. And what happens is on some nights, these big globes of light just like dance around and they'll like stay there for a little bit or they'll like turn red and strobe. And scientists studied it because it was happening so often and nobody could explain it.
And it still hasn't been explained.
And it has.
What is?
So here's what's going on. Where Route 67 pops off and people see the Marfa Lights, there are very specific atmospheric conditions and it bounces off of this cliff. And so what happens is you get these like little light shows from the car headlights.
Okay.
That are just like bounce around in the atmosphere. And they're just reflections of natural lights. And so it can be campfires. It can be
so when the Cowboys saw it, it was campfire.
It was probably a campfire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Isn't that nuts? So
is it a front?
I don't know, because this is one of those, like, Area 51, the government's like, yeah, we're there. No, there are no aliens. In Marfa Lights, they're like, no, that's definitely just like...
That's just a phenomenon.
We're not there at all. That's just a phenomenon.
Which makes me think...
Which makes me suspicious.
What's actually over there.
Because if there's nothing that makes me more suspicious, is somebody telling me I shouldn't be.
Exactly. If there's anything the government says that makes me definitely think they're doing something is when they say, we're not doing anything. Like, we're there's nothing.
Yeah.
So
that's what it is.
That's awesome.
Those are my segments for the day.
I can only imagine the cowhand the next day being like, guys, I saw some last night, and they were like, shut up, George, go back to Austin. Gotta love a callback. And do you want to hear about our badass?
I do want to hear about our badass.
All right. So our badass this week, and I'll do some more explanation once I get to the bottom of this, is Mary Jane Briscoe.
Yeah.
Mary Jane Briscoe, previously Mary Jane Harris, was the daughter of John Dick Harris, the founder of Harrisburg, Texas. At the age of 18, she married Andrew Briscoe, a signer of the Declaration of Independence.
A singer of the Declaration.
A singer of the Declaration of Independence.
Little known fact, the Declaration of Independence is sung traditionally.
Yeah, not signed. Anyway, I can't read. He was a soldier at the Battle of San Jacinto as well. The couple had 5 children, 4 of whom survived into childhood because, kids back then died a lot.
Well, you had to have like 10 so that you could
you could have 3. Yeah. Can you imagine that for a second? Just... there was
family planning a whole new meme.
Yeah, it gives Planned Parenthood a whole thing. I bet business was bad for them back then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. People are like, you want us to get rid of these?
I mean,
so the couple had, they survived. Briscoe had several different jobs and was a part of several failed business ventures before he died in New Orleans in 1849, leaving Mary Jane and 4 small children and no means of support. Mm-hmm. Mary relied on the support of family members until she returned to Texas and converted her husband's fallow real estate and land certificates into a revenue-producing property. Mm-hmm. In 1884, she became an honorary member of the Texas Veterans Association, which she cared deeply about. While in her parlor in 1891, Mary and several friends established the Daughters of the Republic. Now, remember, the Daughters of the Republic, there's a lot of controversy surrounding them. Yeah. They're like the original protectors of the Alamo, as far as like the Alamo as a historic museum. Mm-hmm. She was one of the founders.
Kind of mishandled that.
They kind of mishandled that like a
great gift shop though.
Yeah, great gift shop. A little catty. Some would say they're a little rascally in their dealings. And Mary and the daughters' involvement with the Texas Veterans Association in affecting she was who spearheaded purchasing and designating the San Jacinto battle site and was very instrumental in that. In a letter from Dr. D.L.D. Hill, state rep in 1897, he credits the women for the success of the first appropriation bill to purchase the ground where Texas liberty was won by the grandest set of patriots in human history.
Yeah.
So, a lot of white people love her. Yeah. And she did do a lot of incredible things. A businesswoman as well. She returned to the place that her husband basically left completely dry with no money and turned it into a profit. So gotta respect the hustle.
I respect the hustle.
Like
100%.
Gotta respect it.
You gotta respect it.
Yeah. And her name is Mary Jane. So I wonder what she was doing on that land. Just saying.
That's where it started.
Was weed a thing back then? Was that?
I'm sure it was. I mean, theoretically, Thomas Jefferson smoked weed.
I mean, theoretically, Thomas Jefferson did a lot of things, like
right.
So,
but like that's one of those that seems pretty likely.
Nothing about the founding fathers sounds chill, so I'm not sure weed was their.
Dude, they were in their mid-20s when they threw over the British government.
The 20s back. If you were in your 20s,
I know. I'm aware.
Basically,
I'm
80.
aware. But like, think about 20-year-olds you know today. Those are the people who overthrew an entire government.
Think of like Danny Miranda and Andrew Alexander just being like, let's overthrow the government. Like now people would be like, that sounds
a little sus.
Sounds a little weird, guys.
That's kind of like the Capitol rioters trying to overthrow the government.
Actually, I mean, that was a lot of 20-year-olds.
That was a lot of 20-year-olds.
Yeah. So I mean, you heard it here first. The founding fathers are exactly like
the January
QAnon and the January 6th losers.
I'm sure to a certain sect of people at that time.
Yeah. There was definitely.
I mean, they just like went off and threw tea into a harbor.
Yeah. Like
what kind of frat boy move
petty frat boy shit is that? Like they did what with their tea? Here's what we're gonna do, guys.
They want how much for tea?
We're gonna streak through the quad and then we're gonna throw the tea into the harbor. And everyone was like, yeah,
let's do keg stands after.
We're already naked. Like that was definitely
have you seen the
Ben Franklin was like, where are all the black women at?
Ben Franklin was where are any women at?
True. True.
So have you seen the like bill of sale for the party they had after the Declaration of Independence was signed?
No.
So this isn't Texas history, but it is funny.
Yeah, okay. It's history.
So they have on lists like how much alcohol they went through.
Yeah.
And per founding father, each founding father, if you just like split it up evenly, was responsible for like 6 pints of beer, a bottle of Madeira, a bottle of rum, a bottle of like whiskey, and like, 6 glasses of port.
What?
Each one.
Was alcohol less effective back then? Or?
It was a little bit weaker, but it was also more prevalent. Something that like whenever people talk about prohibition, it was definitely a bad thing for the economy and caused a lot of crime.
But people were partying
people were drinking all the time.
So much.
They were so drunk.
Yeah.
So often.
And people don't realize that's one of the only times that the government has been on the same page about something.
Pretty much.
As far both parties were.
I was thinking about talking about this at one point, but yeah, both parties were like, we got to do something.
Both like Democrat and Republican were both legitimately saying, guys, we've got to stop.
Guys, I almost signed a bill that let people shoot Bigfoot the other day. Like, I don't, we gotta.
Well, I mean, I think they themselves were like, this AA meeting maybe just needs to be nationwide.
Like, guys, I'm so hungover. We got to stop this. I need this for me.
And I mean, the precedent was set by the founding fathers.
Yeah, so I'm just saying.
Anyway. That's a lot of alcohol.
That's a lot of alcohol.
I wish I drank more so that I could understand
like what that was.
Because I have 2 beers and I wake up the next day like I'm a horrible person and I'm tired. I feel tired.
You're like, I feel bloated.
Yeah, right. And these guys are like,
meanwhile, TJ's out there like pounding Madeira and like signing important documents.
Yeah. That's why it's so scribbly.
What am I signing? I don't know.
Yeah. John Hancock wasn't trying to make his name.
He was just drunk.
He was just drunk as heck. He's like, guys, look at John Hancock. Yeah. The big name. I'm a big guy. And they're like, yeah, John Hancock. Anyway, all right. So Texas update.
Texas updates.
All right, here we go. Texas update. Here we go.
Texas update. Texas update.
Also,
professional.
Don't forget to buy Texish shirts.
Texish merch is available. You'll notice that is a nod to a very specific team in Texas. We have a few others like that, as well as some musings of our own.
Other stuff. Yeah, would love for you guys to buy that. Anyway, Texas
update. Texas update.
A severe winter storm plagued Texas all throughout the week, sending tree trunks and branches falling into yards, into driveways, and into cars. And everyone's dad out into the neighborhood just to say, I got wood.
Severe weather caused power outages all across Texas. We reached out to the Senate for comment, but no matter how many resorts in Cabo we called, we couldn't find Ted Cruz.
He's actually a Tulum guy now.
Oh, there's our problem.
There. Always remaining one step ahead of all of us, Governor Greg Abbott came out with a new campaign slogan in light of all these tree branches falling due to the winter storm. It says, tree branches falling, not so funny now, is it?
Was he in the bike lane?
He has his own lane now. So.
Among the businesses shut down across Texas are gyms, and biohackers all across Austin are pissed that they can't do their 20-minute cold plunge. Said the hippies at Barton Springs, it's free 6 to 9, bitch.
You can still get a tan when the clouds are out too, said the tan leather topless woman on the other side of Barton Springs too. Anyway. All right, yeah. Texas update. Boom, there it is. But seriously.
Texas update. But seriously though, guys, what is the deal with airline food? It's dumb. It's dumb. It was funny because it was dumb.
Yeah, very dumb. Just like that Greg Abbott stuff.
What's up with the weather?
What is up with winter in Texas specifically? Because growing up.
By the way, 2 weeks ago, I was running outside. Well, I wasn't running. I was walking outside with my shirt off. I was tanning in my backyard.
2 weeks ago, I was running outside.
It was sunny and 80.
Legitimately 2 weekends ago, I ran to the gym from my house and had to chug electrolytes because I was so dehydrated because it was hot.
And today we sat in the sauna for 60 minutes because it's so cold outside and like we're cold.
Totally fine.
Our bodies are just like, we need the
what's
heat.
weird is I just don't get it because growing up, winter felt normal.
It did feel very
winter
normal.
Just happened. It was, Halloween and then it was cold and the cold went away around February.
Right.
We're close enough to Lubbock and Amarillo that some cold fronts would come down.
Dude, I'm starting to believe in climate change. Honestly, I'm right there.
And even living in Austin before in 2018, winter was normal. It was just
I went to college here in 2010
cold-ish.
Cold-ish. We got snow a few times. There was never anything even close to these winter storms.
So then 2 years ago, we have the snowpocalypse that just shut the entire city down. And don't knock over our hydrate.
Sorry, Matt.
Buy hydrate. But we have that, and that seems like a phenomenon, right?
Right. It's like a one-off.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, what happened?
What happened?
No idea. There's no way to know.
Most of the people in Texas were like, who is ERCOT? What is that? And everyone became an energy expert.
Right. All of a sudden.
That was crazy.
Some great phone calls with Dad.
No trees fell. I don't remember trees falling being a thing that
So this one was really interesting because...
Well, then last year... Well, hold on.
Right, yeah.
Last year, around the same time, we had another freeze for about a day.
It was like...
And I just can't tell, is it because everyone's traumatized that we overhype these things now?
It might be, man.
Legit that...
Just rehashing that trauma.
Yeah, like, dude, we just not know how to handle cold anymore. And then this year, almost the same thing. Another thing happens where it's warm and then it's cold and it's so cold that schools are canceled and work is canceled and everything.
Dude, everybody in Austin just freaks out and is like, I'm taking the day off.
Yeah, everyone's like, I'm going to take the day off to go to HEB all day.
Right.
And HEB is like, whoa,
it's like,
whoa,
stop
whoa.
it. Guys,
chill.
We know you're all here all the time anyway. Chill.
Just
sorry for using chill.
Yeah.
No, I was talking to a friend from like New York and we were like, people here are bitches. They can't drive on the roads. They don't know what to do. And I was like, I do agree. Like people here really overreact.
Oh yeah.
But what happened this time is it was like raining during the day and at night it would freeze and all the trees are weak from a summer of like not enough
of drought basically.
And they get so heavy they just start breaking off.
Yeah.
And there are pictures of cars caved in, houses getting fallen on. Like the tree in my backyard fell out, fell down,
Yeah, we moved my wife's car out of the driveway and then later that afternoon a branch the size of her car fell right there.
On my street, it is littered with giant branches because we've got these big overhanging trees. Yep. And luckily, somebody cut like the big parts out of our trees in the front this year.
Okay.
So even though they did fall, it wasn't huge and none of them hit my car.
Okay.
And I think everybody else is pretty safe. But like a lot of the power outages are actually because of the trees falling, at least in Austin.
Yeah. I still love our.
So we did road joke. We didn't do it. We can just talk about it.
Yeah. Well,
okay, fair.
I won't do it.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. But it is funny because now conservative grandpas and dads across Texas, unprompted, are just going to say it was the branches, not ERCOT.
Yeah.
Which
is semi-true.
I mean, it's mostly true, but the way they're going to say it is like, I'm going to beat you to the punch. It was the trees, not ERCOT.
Trees, not ERCOT. It was never ERCOT.
Yeah, Trump 2024. Like
Texas should secede, which it can't legally do.
Yeah, which would also be dumb.
What it can do legally that I found out today is split into 5 states anytime at once.
What?
Yeah. I don't know if it still can, but
where did you read that?
I was looking up like weird Texas things that have happened or facts about Texas, like I do.
Yeah.
And there was an article about Texas actually can't legally secede. It would still be against the law.
Yeah.
But what it can do legally is split itself into 5 different states if it wants to.
How does that happen? Did you read how that works? Like,
I didn't. It's just
the
part
Senate
of. It's part of.
And say these are now the 5 states.
They would have to have special assembly.
Or would like Midland, Odessa be like, we just want to be shitty on our own,
right?
So we're our own state now.
I'm sure it would split exactly how you think it would.
Yeah.
And be
Panhandle, North Texas,
Central, West. South.
Yeah.
Did I miss any?
I don't know. What would the 5?
Northwest.
It can only split into 5?
Only 5, yeah. But
can it split into 3 or
yeah, it could do 3 or 2. Okay. It could be 2, 3 or 4, 5.
Interesting.
Yeah. There you go.
Wow.
Funny, right?
What do you think the 5 states would be?
Right now they'd be cold, cold, and colder.
But like legitimately, like
legitimately,
yeah,
like how would they be called?
How would you, yeah, how do you see it? You know, Hunger Games style. Like, how do you see it breaking out? And what are the economies? What's What's the flavor?
I actually think the Permian Basin ends up being like its own small state.
Yeah, like Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, like pretty much. I think they would just be like, we are our own.
We are now Qatar.
We are now Textar.
We're going to build an ocean and then build islands in the ocean.
There we go.
Because this is where the oil.
Yeah, I think that would happen. I don't know how big that would be, but I think
suddenly Wink, Texas would be like, we have a Tower Dubai here.
I think from El Paso all the way past that and even down into some of the southern, like not quite fully South Texas, but
like Cunha.
I think that would be its own thing as well. Okay. And then I think the Panhandle
would that be Mexico? Like
I think the Panhandle would be either way bigger or way smaller than what I'm imagining.
And I feel like Oklahoma would be like, guys,
come on, just give it to us.
Just
come on,
just join,
just do it.
And the rest of Texas would be like, bye. Have fun.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
Nobody likes you.
Yeah. No one likes you.
Don't care. We don't care.
You are not North Texas. Here's what I hate about Panhandle people. They refuse to say Panhandle. They're always like, I'm from West Texas. No, you're not.
No, you're not. You're from the Panhandle.
And they're like, I'm from North Texas. And this is weird. I'll give it to them. But it's a fact. In Texas, Dallas is North Texas.
Yeah.
The Panhandle is different.
It's its own thing.
And I know that everyone's like, no,
it's the handle of the pan.
It's the handle of the pan. It's not a direction.
Do you think in the Panhandle in like Oklahoma, they don't call it West Oklahoma, they call it the Panhandle?
I'm sure. Well, even in Florida, they don't call it West Florida. They call it the Panhandle.
Right.
Like the Panhandle of Florida.
You've got Key West, but then you've got...
you have Key West, but then there's the Panhandle.
Texas is weird.
I'm just saying, we're not the only state that does that. Okay, so
I'm just glad that we have a lot of stuff to talk about.
So you have Saudi Arabia, new-ish
you've
Mexico.
Got newer Mexico.
Newer Mexico.
You've got...
quasi-Mexico.
You've got old Oklahoma. Because originally...
Honestly, and then Oklahoma would be like, hey, Comanches...
Then honestly, I think you would do like the piney woods in Houston and down into Corpus, like all that.
And that would be the Confederacy.
That'd be the Confederacy.
The Confederacy and the meth lab.
There you go.
Yeah.
The Confederate meth lab. And
we're talking about Texas like it sucks. I love it here.
I do too. That's part of why
there are funny parts of these zones. Yeah.
And then like
you've got 4, so you only have one more.
Only have one more. Yeah. And then everything else is like centered around Austin.
Yeah.
And it just becomes Austin Metro.
Yeah. Like McConaugheyville.
Yeah.
McConaughey or Berg. McConaugheyburg. Yeah, exactly.
McConaugheyburg, yeah.
And then we would force Matthew McConaughey to be the president.
Right.
Because we'd be like, well, you said that.
And every Friday, sometime between 3 p.m. and 3 a.m., he'll play naked bongos.
That'd be fun. And everyone...
You're allowed to join.
Yeah. And there would be like gold statues of him everywhere that you have to light a doobie and then like put it at his feet.
And you got to say, it'd be a lot cooler if you did.
I like it. Which one would you live in?
You know, I don't know. I think I would like to see how Qatar shakes out.
Yeah.
And just see what happens.
Early.
Just because like if you got in early and got land, you'd be set.
Yeah, a land, or I would get like a truck with a trailer just to be like, who has trash?
Because I think you just make a lot of money.
Yeah, I'm the trash guy. You know?
I was never like, I'm not sold on the Texas coast. It's not my favorite. So
I think people sleep on the Texas coast.
I agree, but I'm not sold on it. Okay, like my few experiences there have always been hot, humid, filled with mosquitoes, and the water has been.
You also camped like in your truck.
That's true. I did that one time.
Yeah. So
but like it's just never been fun for me.
Fair point.
You know,
fair point. Yeah, the water is like the color of my jacket.
Exactly, and it's also like bath water.
It's pretty warm.
Yeah.
But I still like it.
Hey, I'm not saying you can't like it. I'm just saying I haven't.
Fair.
So I would probably, if I stayed, I'd probably end up in McConaugheyburg. You would make. You know what I would do? I would run for like deputy mayor of McConaugheyburg or whatever, vice president.
I'd be part of the parks department.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah.
So you would go make money in New Qatar,
potentially
in Permian
Capermian,
the Qatar Basin.
There you go.
And then like buy a house in McConaugheyburg.
And then I would probably spend most of my time camping in Big Bend because like honestly in Texas, that's my favorite part of Texas.
It's so nice.
It really is. Yeah. I mean, Marfa's Marfa. It is what it is. But the last time I was out there, I just fell in love with that landscape, with the people, with just like the solitude.
Yeah.
And if they had more fun stuff like Austin, I would live there.
Nice. Well, I mean, they have Marfa.
They have Marfa.
Anyway, but what's up with the weather? Anyway,
what's up with the weather?
It's like it literally looks like Armageddon out there. It's wild.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I mean, today things are opening back up, and it's like slowly.
Sure, but I mean, you've still got people without power. Yeah. You've got halves of trees in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
schools are shut down, and like it's such a weird experience because I keep thinking, is this weird? Like, is the whole country looking at Austin right now thinking, why can't they get over this? Or is this a legitimate crisis? Like, what is this?
Yeah.
It's wild.
It is wild.
So, and it just feels odd. Maybe I should move to New Oklahoma.
Maybe so. Old Lahoma.
Old Lahoma.
I don't know. Casinos.
Casinoville.
Hey, there you go. Casinoville. There you go.
There it is.
We found it.
There it is.
Smells like cow shit.
but
it's
got good casinos.
Got good casinos. Yeah.
Heck yeah. Well, I do hope everyone is safe.
Yeah, please. We hope you're safe. This will drop on Monday, so hope we're safe.
I hope you still have power.
Yeah.
Like on Monday.
So that you can listen.
Yeah.
Selfishly.
Find warmth if you haven't. Go to Walmart, not HEB, because HEB is out of everything at this point.
Yeah.
And
it is always beautiful to see people kind of come together during crisis like this.
Oh yeah,
like,
for sure.
I had a friend come stay with me because he lost power. Like, you know, I learned from last couple times, filled up the bathtub with water just in case.
Yeah, like you never know.
So I was ready to like receive people if needed, and I was there for somebody, and I know you did as well.
Yeah. Well, I just like having people over. It's
fun. For sure.
Like we set up the projector, watched Back to the Future. Yeah. That was nice. We did. Me and my wife walked around the neighborhood with helmets on, just taking precautions. And
yeah, honestly,
we're walking down a road. We're walking down one street, and there's a street on our left, and I hear this massive crack, and I look, and half of a tree like splits down the middle. And the half falls in the street, and there was a guy 2 feet away from where all of it landed, just holding an umbrella.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, I almost saw a guy get like destroyed.
Yeah.
Would have been wild. Wow. Gotta love Texas winter. Well, thank you everybody for listening. Y'all. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Go buy a shirt. I've got the San Antonio Spurs esque one on. I love this shirt. You'll love it too. TexishPod.com. Get yourself a shirt. Got a couple others there. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you everybody for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Bye y'all.
Howdy, 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 everyone. Thank you so much for enjoying this episode of Texish. If you liked it, subscribe. That way, anytime new reels or new episodes come out, you'll be the first one to know. It also, frankly, help us keep doing something that we love. We hope you love it too. If you've been listening for a while or you're a new listener, go to our store at TexishPod.com. We've got a couple of t-shirts there. You can see one of them right here. They're really good, really high quality, and frankly, we just think they're the best. So go buy a shirt, make sure you subscribe, and thanks for tuning in.
Bye, y'all.